Welcome to another iDoctor UK video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at this Samsung A13 and it's got a broken screen, so we're going to replace it with one of these genuine Samsung service pack parts. As always, I will stick the link for that in the description below where you can buy one of those. I think they're about 40 or 50 quid to buy one of those. Now I'm going to start with the thing I always forget to do first and remove the SIM and memory card. That's going to leave us a little opening just here so that we can get a plastic pick in the gap between the plastic screen bezel and the sort of clamshell chassis back cover, we'll call it. And then you can slide the pick in, roll it around. It does get a bit tight in the corners though. Be careful when you're going around those corners because you need to put a bit of force into it, and you might feel like you're going to break it, but you're not. Carrying on down the bottom. Same again on this corner. You need a bit of strength into it so that it pops out. Now when you get to this bit, that button, usually these have a cable connected to them, so just be careful when you get to that button. You don't want to insert the pick too far. And the same again on that corner. A bit of strength to get it away. That should allow it to be released. Maybe a little bit more pick there. Yeah, see, that's the cable I'm talking about. Always on these A12, A13, there's that little cable there, so just be careful of that. So now that it's released, just unfold the back cover like that. And now we can start unscrewing this top cover here, then the bottom, and then we'll get the battery out and transfer it into its new chassis. For this top plastic cover, there are 8 crosshead screws. Go ahead and remove all of those. Right, so to remove this plastic shield, just get some kind of prying tool in there, and then it'll lift away just like that. Then you want to disconnect this button cable to get that out of the way, disconnect the battery, and then disconnect the sub to main flex cable from there. You can leave these two connected because when we come to this bottom sub board, we'll take it all out together. And now to release the logic board, there's one screw just on the left of the camera there. Release that, and the motherboard should now be freed, like that. Don't take it away just yet, because we're going to get this bottom subboard out first. This bottom subboard is held down by another 8 screws. Go ahead and remove all of those. And then this one is usually clipped on where those little arrows are, so just there. And that will release it just like that. There's one more crosshead screw just below the flex cable there. Just this display connector to remove now. And then take your tweezers and lift the bottom board free. Remember I said about this red and white coaxial cable before? Just lift that out, still attached. And then you can release the main board all in one. Moving on now to the battery. The easiest way that I've found to get these larger batteries out is by soaking the edges in alcohol, letting it soak for 5 minutes, and then using a suction cup to peel the battery away. So now that the battery is removed, we also need to take out this vibration motor down here, and it's stuck down, but with a little bit of force you'll get it out. And now that we're at this stage, we just need to check that everything that we want out of the broken device is out. So the ear speaker, we've got that in both models. The loudspeaker, we've got that. Vibration motor, we've just removed that. So this is ready to start populating with the original stuff. And we can start by reinstalling this vibration motor back into place. And then we'll go for the subboard, reconnect that display cable, and then secure down that single black crosshead screw. We just took the red and white coaxial cable into place, and then move up to the top of the phone now, where there is a couple of little plastic films on there what we need to peel back. One for that heatsink there, and one for the front camera there. Once they're out of the way, you can just drop the logic board into place, making sure the front camera's in the right place and that it sits flush. It doesn't want to be sticking out. Can you see there where it's sticking out a bit? Once we get the screw in, it's going to hold it down. Black screw holds that area down there. I think it was just bouncing a little bit because the volume button flex cable wasn't secured down properly. But when you get the plastic cover on there, that's gonna re-secure it. Can you see how it's just moving a little bit? Anyway, let's now tuck the battery back into place like that. Re-secure that sub to main flex cable, reconnect the battery, and finally reconnect the little flex cable for the power button fingerprint sensor. We can now reattach the plastic cover over the top and secure down those 8 crosshead screws. And just before we re-secure the plastic onto there, I just want to make sure that the coaxial cables are tucked in properly. Just use a spudger and run it down to make sure that it's pushed in all the way. Then just place the plastic cover over and push it down to secure it. Then finally re-screw in the 8 crosshead screws. Now all we need to do is reattach this back cover. Just fold it over and push down in the corners until it clips into place. Then you can see that gap there, just give it a squeeze. Same on that side, all secured back into place. Finish it off by re-inserting the SIM card tray and then boot the device. And then once the phone's booted, just make sure that touch works okay on it. Pull down to make sure that brightness is adjusting well, and that all other functions work fine on the phone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.